conversation about one of their forest sprites, or fairies.
Those are beings that aren't nearly as powerful as gods, but have more powers than the average human.
I just can't stand it anymore. Something's got to be done.
Well, have you tried to talk to her about it?
Talk to her? That's the whole problem. I can't even get a word in edgewise when she's around. She's given me a chance to talk to myself.
Would you like me to have a word?
It won't work. I've tried everything. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my temper. And you know what that means.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't even think about using one of my thunderbolts. You gotta sell this peacefully. You gotta negotiate.
They were talking about Echo, one of Sis's sprites that was supposed to serve Hera. Indeed, Echo was a good servant, but she had one problem. She couldn't stop talking.
Listen, did you ever turn into a tree? Well, the water spirits told me all about it. Do you know the Babylon Brook? She knows everything, almost as much as Zeus himself. I hope Zeus doesn't mind my saying that. I mean, he does know everything. Where was I? Oh, yes, being turned into a tree. And not just any ordinary tree. She talked to Hera about everything. The other sprites, the gods, the silly things that mortals did or didn't do.
Hera tried to be polite at first, then her neck started getting tired from yawning so much. She found herself wasting valuable time when she could have been doing godlike things, just listening to Echo.
Hera tried talking to Echo.
Excuse me. Echo, if I could interrupt, excuse me.
Oh, wait, did you want to say something?
Well, it's about your talking. You know, I do hate to say this, but you do go on sometimes.
Do I? I guess I do. You know, my mother always used to say the same thing to me. Echo, my daughter, you do go on, she'd say. But she could talk to herself. Let me tell you, one man is just a tiny sprite. This is hopeless.
Hera put up with a long-winded chatter for a long time, but one day her patience ran out.
Where's my husband? Where's Zeus? There's an emergency about to happen, and I can't find him. He'd better not be lazing around. Has anybody seen him?
No.
I've seen him!
I was afraid of that.
Echo has seen her boss, in fact, flirting with some of her fellow sprites. She knew she couldn't let his wife know this, so she kept chattering away with Hera to give time for Zeus to break away. He was just here a minute ago, but you know, everybody has to take it relaxed now and again. Even if Zeus is supposed to be having it at all times. Why?
Just tell me where.
My cousin was so serious sometimes that he made himself sick. Let me tell you.
Enough. I can't take it. Silence.
Oh, my queen, I didn't know.
I've got to put a stop to your babbling.
Hera raised her hand and made this decree.
From now on, your tireless tongue will rest. For all of us, even you, this will be best. For words you have never had a lack, but now you have only the power to speak back.
Speak back.
That's my royal decree. Do you understand?
Understand. For the rest of time, Echo only had the power to repeat the last words that others said, and that she was bound to do.
As you can imagine, Echo felt terrible. All her feelings were bottled up inside her.
Now, isn't this wonderful, so peaceful and quiet?
Quiet! When she wasn't serving Hera, Echo began to wander alone in the woods.
One day, she saw a handsome young man taking a nap. Echo's mood lifted immediately.
This young man happened to be Narcissus. He was out looking for someone who was good enough to deserve his love.
When he was a child, his mother had asked a fortune teller if her boy would have a long life. Perhaps, the prophet had said, if he never knows himself.
It's a shame the world is just so full of how can I put it kindly, average people. There's just no one who's near my exacting standard.
Narcissus had been told by so many people that he was good looking, that he was interested in mainly one person, himself.
But when Echo saw him, she fell hopelessly in love. She followed closely behind him as he wandered in the woods, but was careful not to reveal herself.
And of course, she wanted to say something to this young man, but she had to wait for him to speak first. When Narcissus thought he saw someone moving in a tree shadow, he called out and Echo got her chance.
Is someone here?
Here!
Well, show yourself.
Show yourself!
Please come out. I want to meet you.
Meet you!
I'm going to leave unless you come out right now.
Right now!
As Echo said those words, she got up her courage and came out from behind the tree where she was hiding. She ran up to Narcissus and tried to hug him.
No, stop. I'm not interested in dating a force sprite. As a matter of fact, I'd rather die than be in love with you.
In love with you!
Just leave me alone.
Alone! With that, Narcissus ran away, leaving Echo all alone. She was so upset that she went into a cave to collect her thoughts and have a good cry. That's why they say you can hear Echo's voice, even to this day, in caves all around the world.
Although Echo had a broken heart, she never lost her love for the handsome Narcissus.
But a goddess observing the scene didn't feel so kindly toward Narcissus. This was Nemesis, the goddess
She is the one who's famous for settling scores.
It's about time that Narcissus had a taste of his own medicine. I'll see to it that he falls in love with someone who will always be outside of his reach.